Jod's not a Jedi. Not a Jedi. I don't see
safe
it.
bet.
I don't think he
Yeah.
is. Um, I think he's going to be a really interesting character, though. I think he's going to be. It's going to be kind of a dynamic with him and the kids, where he is willing to work with them until it's at the expense of whatever his goal is, and then I think you'll start to
Yep.
see maybe a shadier side of him. Um, I think he's probably a good guy with a goal, and a goal he's not going to compromise. That's kind of how I'm thinking about him right now.
So you think he's a good guy with a goal?
I do. Yeah, I think
Okay.
well, it's interesting because he tells these kids that he'll get them home, but it'll be like a partnership, right? Like
Yeah.
it sounds like he needs something from them.
Right.
It seems like he could just take their ship and roll out if he wanted to, but he doesn't. I doubt he needs the kids. I think he needs the ship for some reason. I don't know if there's something stored in the ship or if
And
there's
the
something
droid
important
might
on
be
the ship.
helpful for him too.
That's true. So I don't think he's entirely a bad guy, but I think they will be last on the list in terms of when it comes to his goal or protecting the kids.
Okay.
That's what I think. But I definitely don't think he's just going to be like a straightforward
Yeah.
Jedi good guy. I think that's an easy prediction.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. No, I didn't think he was like. I don't know his intentions are as good as maybe you think they are. Like you're like, oh, he's well
I'm an
intentioned,
optimist.
but yeah, I don't. I think he is like it's a mutually beneficial thing for him to be getting these
Yeah.
kids wherever, and then there's going to be like that classic, oh, things aren't as they seem,
Yeah.
and oh, he's a terrible person. How could he do this? Now, I think he probably comes around, maybe, right? Like
I was going to ask you if he becomes the villain and stays the villain, or if
yeah.
he has that moment of redemption.
I think along the lines of Mando season 1, episode 3, the Sin, I think is what it's called, the episode where he takes Grogu back to whatever planet they're on. That's throughout the whole thing, and then he goes back and gets Grogu. That's a really quick turnaround. I don't know that it'll be that quick of a turnaround.
Navarra.
Maybe it will.
Navarra? Is that what it was?
Navarra, or something like that. Navarra, and it turns nice under Apollo Creed.
Okay.
So I think I don't know that he has the greatest intentions, but I think he probably gets there just as far as safe predictions go. But yeah, that teaser where it's like you're a Jedi, right? And he's like, yeah.
Do you think he was a Jedi at some point?
No,
I don't either.
What do we know when this is based, like timeline wise? Is it like during this Mando deal?
Yeah,
like
it's supposed to be
season 3-ish,
along the same time frame as season 3 Ahsoka.
So we're looking at around
all of it together.
What, like 10 years, between 5 and 10 years after Return of the Jedi? Yeah. So you would be looking at 30, at least 30 years since the fall of the Order.
I mean, I figure he could be around Balin's age, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. Like 30 years past the fall of the Order, so he would have been like a Padawan, probably.
Yeah. I mean, Jude Law's not a youngster anymore, right? I mean,
he's not. That's true.
I mean, he's not an old guy, but I would put him in the same category as
Balin.
Like a Balin skull, right?
Yeah. Oh,
so who knows?
That Ahsoka age too, yeah, like that same time frame.
I think it's so interesting that he's just out hanging out in wild space, which makes me wonder if he's just a random guy who discovered he can use the Force.
Yeah.
It'll be the wild space thing. We'll talk about it in a minute. That's very intriguing to me. I'm excited about it.
Do you kind of also catch like a little bit of Han Solo in him, like because we know how Han Solo's story ends. He's fully into this, and he is the good guy. But in A New Hope, he is. I mean, he's mutually beneficially in this relationship with Obi-Wan and Luke and the princess, and he leaves and then he comes back. Right, so it would be a Star Warsy thing. Like you've seen that same theme over and over throughout all of the Star Wars saga that we have. So I think he probably finds himself in that kind of rough bunch group that, not evil, not great.
He's very much the roguish, right, type character who who wants to look like they have it all together, but probably doesn't, right? Kind of like
Yeah.
Han, who's really kind of a big mess. So it'll
That
be interesting.
character is always a lot of fun in
It
Star Wars
is,
as well.
yeah,
That
yeah,
it
and
does it so well.
I do think it's going to be a fun dynamic between
Yeah.
him and the kids. I'm really looking forward to this show. Not, I mean, we're going to talk about some fun stuff today, but really just because it looks fun. I mean, it just looks
It
like it's going to
does.
be a
Yeah.
lot of funny stuff, a lot of action. So I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I do think it'll have its dark tones here and there as well.
Yeah,
I think a
emotional
lot of
beats
this
for
is a
sure.
bluff. I still think it's going to be a lot of fun, but I
Yeah,
think like that trailer kind of puts you in the fun zone, and I
yeah.
think it may end up once
Well, there's
we
got to
get
be
to a
something
certain.
deeper to it. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's 8 episodes. I wouldn't be surprised at all if like the first four in, around mid season, it takes like a darker turn. Would
yeah.
not
A
surprise
little
me in the
twist.
least. Because I mean, Stranger Things is like a pretty dark show, and I feel like
That it is.
It was billed as kind of like if you watch the trailers and stuff, some scary stuff in it as well because it's very
Yeah,
within that realm. But it kind of had those '80s fun vibes as well, and it's a super dark show. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least if this takes that turn too. But yeah, I'll be super interested to see who what's his name, John Nawood or something like that.
Jod Nanawood.
Jod
Jod
Nawood.
Nanawood. Yeah,
We're gonna have a time saying that for the next two
yeah.
months.
I wonder if like you rearrange it and it spells something out, like a
Oh, like
Voldemort
Tom
type deal.
Riddle. Oh wow,
Because that's
that'll
just
be
the
cool.
most random
John
nonsense
Nawood.
name.
I can't say that. Like I feel like I'm like
Nanawood.
mispronouncing something when
Yeah,
I say
yeah.
that.
Like you can't get it out.
Yeah,
Jod Nanawood.
marbles in my mouth.